When I was a child, I was fascinated by seeds. We used to love to play with the different types of seeds and witness the miracle of growth produced by them. It was magnificent to see that one plant could produce many seeds, which would then sprout far away from the parent plant. We discovered so many ways this was done. There was the beautiful dandelion, for instance, those lovely yellow flowers regarded as weeds all over our lawns. But when the flower dries, it becomes a puffy ball of downy seeds. We used to pick them and blow those seeds into the wind, and gently they would waft away, sometimes far away, so that dandelions could sprout up in the middle of the neighbor's beautiful lawn. Then there were the maple trees. The maple has a very special type of seed, encased in something like a wing. We used to call these helicopters or whirlybirds, and we used to love to throw them up into the air, where they would be caught by the wind and blown away. There were also sturdy oak trees. The oak does not have a seed blown away by the wind. The oak has a very substantial seed, which we know as the acorn. That acorn travels a great distance, but not on the wind or on the wings of the air, but rather it is carried by our little furry friends, the squirrels. Squirrels love to hoard the acorns. They carry them far away and pile them up so that they have something to nibble on when there is nothing else around. Of course, the squirrels don't eat all the acorns in the pile, so some of them take root and grow into large oak trees very far from the parent tree. How fascinating is the world of seeds to anyone with an imagination, and that would include all children of any age. A few years ago, my father visited and recorded some conversations with me as he spoke about his life, about what he went through as a child in Europe during the war, about the lives of his parents and his grandparents. During those conversations, I was struck by how much of my grandfather and my great-grandfather I have in me. I was struck by how much the little things they did 100 years ago have affected my life. Their seeds, planted by word or deed so long ago, sprouted now on another continent, in another century, in another person's life. And my father in turn was struck by how much I remembered of things that he said or did when we were very small. Insignificant things like seeds planted at that time, which had a huge effect on my life. We all plant those little seeds, and we don't know how or where they are going to sprout up and affect the life of another person. This is particularly true for parents, for fathers and mothers. Every word, every action of yours is significant in the life of your children and in the life of generations not yet born. By our actions, by our words, by our glances, our attitudes, our beliefs, we plant seeds, and those seeds sprout in ways we cannot dream of. As the Reverend Robert Schuller of Crystal Cathedral fame was fond of saying, anyone can count the seeds in an apple, but only God can count the number of apples in a seed. Each seed will be responsible for many apples for many generations to come. That is the awesome power we have inside of us. Power to create. Power to sow those seeds. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. we all have those acorns to sow. Jesus reminds us that the mustard seed, the smallest of all seeds, the most insignificant speck, is precisely what sprouts and becomes the largest of trees. So it is with our life. We sow seeds in everything we do. In 1896, a wonderful American poet by the name of Ella Wheeler Wilcox published a beautiful poem about how our every action is a seed that sprouts up and affects the lives of so many others. You can never tell. You can never tell when you send a word, like an arrow shot from a bow by an archer blind, be it cruel or kind, just where it may chance to go. It may pierce the breast of your dearest friend. Tipped with its poison or balm to a stranger's heart in life's great mart, it may carry its pain or its calm. You never can tell when you do an act just what the result will be. But with every deed you are sowing a seed, though the harvest you may not see. Each kindly act is an acorn dropped in God's productive soil. You may not know, but the tree shall grow with shelter for those who toil. You never can tell what your thoughts will do in bringing you hate or love. For thoughts are things, and their airy wings are swifter than carrier doves. They follow the law of the universe. Each thing must create its kind, and they speed o'er the track to bring you back whatever went out from your mind. And so it is that with every act we plant a seed. With every word, with every gesture, every expression, every glance, yet even with every thought, we plant a seed that may well go far in the life of another, perhaps floating gently through space and time on the soft parachute of dandelion down, or perhaps tossed and twirled violently on life's storms and winds like the whirlybird wings of the maple, or even carried far off by others in the formidable armor shell of an acorn. Somewhere, sometime, that seed will sprout, even if we never see it. And the beauty of that flower, the strength of that tree, the sweetness of that fruit will be a result of that tiny seed we planted knowingly or unknowingly so long ago. Today we reflect on the awesomeness of fatherhood. We honor our fathers, our grandfathers, all our ancestors who in so many different ways planted the seeds of who we are today. We are young and we are old here. We are men and we are women. Some of us have already had children of our own, and some of us never will. But we are all of us fathers, all of us teachers to generations yet to be born, all of us planters of a forest we shall never see. For each of us each of us is a tiny, powerful mustard seed from the garden of God.